and welcome to Cutting It Fine with me, Anthony.
And me, Darren.
Because we are leaving it so last minute now to record this podcast, I feel like we should call it Cutting It Fine.
I mean, I was wondering, have we just changed the name? What are we doing? I didn't get the memo. What's going on?
I know, I just thought it came to me. I was like, oh, that'd be a good intro. But no, hello, welcome to Catalyst Happy Hourish with me, Anthony.
And me, Darren.
There we go. We're back with it. But thank you for joining us again. If you've come back, if it's your first time, welcome. You're in for a treat.
Oh dear.
But no, do you know, I'm feeling, considering we are recording this on a Friday morning, literally 3 hours and counting, this will be released, maybe. I'm feeling quite energetic and upbeat this morning. Usually on a Friday, I'm like, I'm a bit drained, but no.
Yeah, I was out the door this morning and off down the hospital. So, I'm feeling upbeat as well.
Leave people hanging on what that one is. But if you want to know more about...
Nothing exciting, guys. Nothing exciting.
But if you want to know more about Catalyst and what we do, head over to our website, www.catalystyouth.org.uk, where you can find more of these podcasts. You can find our YouTube channel, some blogs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There's a bit on there, but you can also find information about our upcoming Summer Camp 2022 around the world in 80 days. Ages 11 to 17.
We're not going around the world in 80 days, mate.
No.
That's not the trip. 80 quid to take you around the world. I mean, back in Phileas Fogg's day, yes.
£1 a day.
But, it's not going to cut it today. I mean, no. You probably get a flight to Scotland if you're lucky for that price.
But no, head over and have a read about what's coming up, because we're excited about this year. And the other day I had an idea for another blog, but I've already forgotten it, so there won't be another blog there for a while.
Oh dear. I was actually just looking on the website the other day and having a nosy around. But we've updated it. So if anyone hasn't been on recently, we had a quick revamp and just got rid of some of the stuff that was decades old kind of thing and shuffled some stuff around, a dedicated page for camp. You'll find all the last year's camp videos now are on there. I realised I didn't put them on. Head over to it and have a nosy around. And we had a new member this week. I
was just about to say, welcome to our new subscriber.
Yeah. Who are you?
No. And welcome to our visitor from Israel, because that popped up.
Israel?
We're worldwide.
So it's Shalom. Is that right?
Well, I tell you what, it better be right, because you put it out in the open now.
Yeah. But head over to the website, make use of it. There is a members area, and we have tried to get people chatting, but nobody wants to chat. No
one wants to join our fan club.
And it's free. You don't have to pay. It's free. Currently. We may increase the membership, we get busy. Yeah.
When we can't handle it anymore, when we can't afford to run the website because we're so busy.
Exactly. We're it'd be quite nice that we get lots of money in, and then me and Anthony can give up our day jobs and actually focus full time on Catalyst.
Because that is what you guys want. We know, we've heard you calling.
And if that's the case, we could do a podcast every day, just random rubbish.
Oh, honestly. I get tired of listening to us. People must hate it.
You listen to us?
Well, when we're recording, not when it's actually out.
I don't listen to the
better things to do.
I ain't got time for that.
But yeah. But no, today is just us again. We've actually had a few conversations with different people for guests coming up, so don't worry, it's not just going to be us in the future.
Has Elton replied yet?
No, we did send a message to Elton John to see if he'd come back, but nothing came back. Shocker.
It was worth a go. You never know.
It was.
I mean, it was just. If he even reads them, that's.
Could you imagine though, like if he genuinely replied? Because we would have had to have actually planned a proper interview.
We just use the questions we already got. I mean, how did you get into your career? Just watch Rocket Man.
Yeah, and if you weren't a worldwide superstar, what would you rather be doing?
Bin Man. be some random stuff. But
I reckon it would. I reckon he'd come out with something like, if I wasn't toy in the world, I'd want to be a greengrocer, or it would be something complete opposite. Like it would be a job socializing with people, I think. But,
yeah.
But actually, saying that, I'm just going to do a cheeky plug. Well, why not? For anyone that lives my way, Hayward Heath, Mid Sussex area, Tuesday evenings we have a group for 16 plus. We are about to start a Lent course in March on Rocket Man. So if you want to come and do a Lent course on Rocket Man with us, drop me a message. Come along, see us. Hayward Heath Methodist Church, Tuesdays, 7:30 till 9. 16 plus.
And if you live my way, for Lent, we're doing exactly the same course.
Are you?
The youth have chosen that one. I gave them a choice of when they chose that one. So we do ours on a Wednesday from 5:30, and we even chuck in a fellowship meal beforehand, so we have some grub, and then we'll jump straight into the Lent study. So
we don't eat before you come.
Yeah, we at Alive Christian Ministries, we care about you.
Yeah, at Hayward Heath Methodist Church. We care about you. We care about your teaching.
So that's really cool. I didn't realise that Anthony was doing that one, and he didn't realise I was doing that one as well.
What were your other options while we talk? Because so for anyone that doesn't know what a Lent course is, obviously there is a time of Lent. Usually you're probably going to hear about it being a time that people give something up. Maybe they start something new. I know we talked about it on the podcast last Lent, but there's been lots of Lent courses released, which basically is 5 to 6 weeks of working through a different film or text. So, for example, this time it'd be Rocket Man, and how that can link to different scripture within the Bible and faith within the world. And there's been many released. I know I did one a few years ago on The Greatest Showman. Showman. I don't know why I pronounced showman so much then.
It's a showman.
The Greatest Showman. And obviously we are doing Elton John this year, but there are many options out there. So Darren, what options did you give your young people?
We had the Long Road to Heaven, which I think was one that you recommended.
I did, based on The Way.
But we've already done that previously, and it's a different Lent study to that one, which was really cool. So I said they got the option of doing it again, but in a different way.
Cool.
We had
I get it, different way.
different way. Still Standing, which is the Rocket Man one. Or I said we could do something completely different. So we had those two options or something else. And they said actually they quite like to do the Rocket Man. So it's Still Standing. So we're going to do that one. And I think actually what we could do as a podcast is probably do little snippets each week of Lent on the Friday of the Still Standing, just that people can perhaps join in at home.
And here we'll give you whatever the main question of the day is. We'll put it on here as well.
Yeah, and we'll also discuss some of the comments our youth made, and just to stir up conversation, and perhaps even start a conversation thingy on our website, and perhaps you can join in that way.
Yeah, and if that's something you're not interested in, avoid the podcast for March and April. So.
Yeah.
But no, a few of the options we gave, obviously we also did The Long Road to Heaven, which is based on The Way, which you said, Darren. We did Still Standing. We also said The Mystery of Everything. That is a Lent course based on The Theory of Everything, which is the Stephen Hawking film. Incredible film for those that haven't seen it. We also gave an option of Finding a Voice, it's called, which is based on the King's Speech. And I think the Lent course was called Another Story Must Begin, which is based on Les Miserables.
Les Miserables.
Which, they were the 5 options we gave, and Rocket Man came out on top.
Yeah, or if you're common, it's Les Miserable.
Les Miserable. But no, that's exciting that you're doing it as well, because it means that we can plan together.
Yeah.
So, because the thing is, for anyone that's done a Lent course, let us know your comments if you have done one about what you think of this. But I find what it comes with a book. But some of the things in the book, they just don't really link with some of the conversations that come out. So I actually rewrite ours a little bit. It also means you don't have to get everyone the book.
Well, I've got everybody the book.
Have you? See, so this is the thing. I'd love to do that. We did that once, though, and they all pointed out actually they preferred just discussing it and not read, like they preferred reading it there and then rather than.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got the books are here on the shelf ready to be given out.
Yeah. If you're interested, head over to Eden or St Andrew's Bookshop online. That's where you can get these.
Or Amazon.
Or Amazon. I'm just saying where I got mine from. I
got mine from Amazon.
But anyway, enough work talk.
As I said, we got a Bible study happening next week. Do you remember the Geeks Under Grace we used during the lockdown period when we were online on Zoom, where they did the Bible study via through a film?
Oh yeah,
those guys. Well, I've been trying to figure out a Bible study just to do, because we've only got a few weeks. I think it's like 2 weeks before half term, and then we go into Lent. So it's kind of like I need something to fill the gap. So we are doing a movie. So next week. So I've told all my youth. I don't know. I've not read it yet, but there's a Bible study on the Joker.
Okay.
So they're going to watch that movie between now and next week, and we're going to do a Bible study around that. And then the second week we'll do Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So quite interesting.
Yeah, I'd be intrigued by the Joker one.
Yeah, I've not actually looked at what it says yet. So
yeah, but there you go. So that shows you an example of the types of things you can do a Bible study on, in the fact that we've just picked out loads of films. It doesn't just have to be on the big old 900-page book or whatever version you've got. But
yeah, I mean, it's got a link to that, obviously, but
yeah, but you don't have to read the 900.
No, it's a lot of pages to read.
I say 900 because that's what mine is. It's not just.
Do you know? I've never actually looked at how many pages are in it.
I only know because at some training yesterday, I opened it at the back and saw the number at the bottom. So
1,262.
Wow. Okay.
Remember, that is the tables page as well.
Oh,
so 1,251 takes you to the end of Revelation.
Wow. But yeah, so there we go. There's an insight into what we do as a job. And
yeah, if you're interested in joining these, just literally get in contact. You can get in contact for us through the website or our email addresses, which is Anthony, Darren, or info@catalystyouth.org.uk. See, I've gone in there first this week.
That was a good link because I'd forgot to put them in.
Yeah, so send us an email, or you can actually go to the website at www.catalystyouth.org.uk. And there's a message button somewhere. I think it's in the right-hand corner that you can click on, and we will get that message.
And also, I'm pretty sure, it was when we first started, but whether it worked, I think you can actually go to our church websites from the Catalyst website as well if you wanted to know more about your area. If not, that is something we can get put on there.
Yeah, I'm sure we did, because I think we have the lockdown resources that we had a link to.
Yeah.
We'll check that out after the podcast. By the time this goes live, there'll be a link to our churches.
It might be there. But anyway, Darren, moving away from what's coming up and work and shameless plugs, one of the things that, for anyone that has listened to our podcast before, you will know when we have guests on, we always start with the two questions. What's your favourite film? And what's your favourite artist or album? And the reason we do that is because both Darren and I love music and we love films. Simple as that. And one of the things we haven't done in a while is actually talked music or films. I mean, we always touch on them, but not as a recommendation. So we're going to begin today. Darren, what are you currently listening to? What would you recommend to people that you're currently listening to at the moment? Okay,
well, I've literally jumped onto Spotify because it's kind of like, I can't remember what I've been listening to. I mean, I've been doing a lot of essay stuff recently. So I've been listening to essay music, and that sounds really weird.
Essay music.
Essay music.
Okay.
There are some really amazing playlists out there. And the one that I've been listening to the most it's called Instrumental Music for Reading and Writing. But it's got loads of like acoustic music on there. And it's been quite good. If you want to just chill out and relax. I've been listening to, let's go through the list. Two's a Crowd for Zoe.
Okay. Yeah,
because that came out recently.
That came out today, didn't it? Or was it yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
The remix, yeah.
So
for anyone that doesn't know Zoe, head back on our podcast. She's there.
Yeah, we interviewed her as well. Michael Bublé.
He's got a new one, hasn't he?
Love it.
It's really good.
Good song. It's proper. If you like Michael Bublé, this is kind of one of his traditional kind of
yeah. And if
music.
you don't like Michael Bublé, you're probably still going to hate this one.
Yeah. What else have I been listening to? Ben McKelvey. Been listening to him quite a lot.
Good old Ben.
Also, I've jumped into, for some reason, I don't know why my brain went to it. Actually, I do. I was listening to the radio coming home, and sadly, I listened to radio too.
Before you tell us what you were listening to, can I just focus on that Radio 2? What age is it that suddenly people tune their car into Radio 2? Because everyone does it.
I've been listening to Radio 2 since my late 20s.
Okay.
Is kind of when I started, because I used to fit windows for a living, and I was in the work van, and we used to listen to Radio 2. And I kind of just continued. I mean, I don't listen to the radio as much now because I'm not driving long distances in order to actually even listen to it. Mm-hmm. But I was coming back from somewhere listening to Radio 2 of an evening, and it was the folk show.
Okay.
And I thought, you know what? I've not listened to any folk music in ages. So I've been listening to some famous Irish folk songs. Okay. And then, because I quite like folk music, and I'm hoping to go to the folk festival down our way. I can't remember, is it Plymouth?
Nice.
Somewhere like that. That was a folk festival. So, there's no new artists that have suddenly popped up recently that I've gone, oh, they're really good. Adele, she's been releasing a few songs recently. If you like Adele, they're all right.
Yeah, they're Adele.
It's Adele, isn't it? Just trying to see through my list if there's anything else that.
What would be your main thing that you'd recommend someone to go and find? It's anything like new to listen to.
Looking for somebody, I would say literally head over to Ben McKelvey.
Yeah,
definitely, and also we know through the grapevine that he's told us he's got a new single coming out soon.
He does. I don't know if we're even meant to tell people that yet, but yeah, coming soon. Coming soon,
and hopefully we're going to try and get him back on.
We are,
and hopefully to have a Zoe B moment where we can get a preview of what the song's going to be like, and
maybe what we should do, we should be like the new music producers, and we should just get Ben McKelvey and Zoe B on, and just get them to then chat and do a duet, and that would have been us. That.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Should we try it? It would either work, or we're never talking to any of them again.
Oh, that'd be quite a cool collab, actually.
It would be.
Yeah, produced by
Catalyst
UPK.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about yourself? What sort of music have you been listening to recently? Any new ones?
For me, yes, they are new ones. But looking through, actually, their last album came out in 2019, so others might know them. But I've been, same as you, going through different genres at the moment. So listening to a lot of Feeder, for anyone that knows the band Feeder. I've been doing a lot of stuff that I used to listen to, like Feeder, Biffy Clyro, The Automatic, that type of things. But the two that I'm listening to a lot mainly are two very different ends. One of them, if you do want to listen to them, please do ask for parental advisory if you are under 18, because some of them have the little E next to their album, but not all of them. But they are called The Regrets. They're like a punky girl group, which is really cool. And then the other end, I'm listening to the soundtrack for Tick Tick Boom that is on Netflix. For anyone that hasn't watched it, it's amazing. And Andrew Garfield, turns out, can really sing. So they're probably the two that I'm listening to mainly. But yeah, it's a lot of going back to what I used to listen to rather than new things at the moment.
I just clicked on Spotify. I love Spotify. It's got some really cool little quirks in it, like on repeat, the songs that you keep listening to, which is quite cool. But just reminding me, Bastille.
Oh, okay. What's your top on repeat song at the moment?
Bastille.
Is it?
Yeah.
Which song?
Shut Off the Lights.
Okay. What's mine? Where's mine on repeat? Mine is Tiny Indoor Fireworks by Biffy Clyro.
Nice. But yeah. But one thing I did want to bring up, as we're on music, I just want to get your opinion. Peru, by Fireboy, DML, and Ed Sheeran. Have you heard that song?
No.
Right. Pause the podcast, listen to that song, and tell me what you think. So for those of you listening at home, we'll cut out this bit.
Okay. I think I'm done.
Okay, so now we're back. It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're going to love it or you hate it, and I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I mean,
not a fan.
I just flew in from Miami, Peru, para. I'm Lou. Even Peru, Donde para. I mean, Ed Sheeran, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that because it was on my again Spotify release radar on a Friday.
Yeah,
I always listen to release radar on a Friday because I quite like when I'm working to hear any new songs that have come out.
Yeah,
and I heard that one. I think it was last week it came out.
Okay, I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. But
60 seconds in, I skipped it. I quite like Ed Sheeran. But I didn't skip it. I slided it on.
I was going to say, I did 2 minutes
Ed Sheeran, because Ed Sheeran don't come in until like 2 minutes in or something stupid like that. But yeah, pointless collab there, mate. Sorry, Ed. But
yeah, not a fan. But there we go. So there's what we've been listening to this week. Let us know what you've been listening to, and if there's any you want us to try out and try and convince us that Peru's a good song.
Yeah, I'm just looking for on repeat to see if there's any others that would jump out to me. My Hero, Westlife.
Yeah, great album though. That one. Wild Dreams for anyone that hasn't heard it.
Sunshine by One Republic.
Oh, I love One Republic.
And obviously Michael Bublé has been the ones on there.
Nice.
But yes, last week's release radar wasn't that great. It wasn't, but,
it goes. It's either good or it's not. There's never a
just looking
consistency.
Actually, One Republic. There's a song out this week.
There is.
Another song out this week. Callum Scott. Do you know what? I don't know what I've been listening to and what the little robot in Spotify is on about, because it keeps sticking in foreign songs in my playlist. And
it's because you're listening to things like Peru.
Yeah. And I'm like, I can't understand what they're saying. I don't know if, the tune's good. What they're saying, I don't know.
But no, there we go. So that's what we've been listening to this week then. So what about then, Darren? What have you been watching this week? What?
Do you know what? It has been a rubbish week for watching stuff on TV. We've just been, my shout out to my cousin, Jordan, who's currently sitting in a children's ward at the hospital because she's got COVID, husband's got COVID, and their 3-week-old baby was rushed into hospital by ambulance this week. So we've been talking to her on FaceTime every evening.
Wow.
And they think he might have meningitis. So they've taken a spinal juice, whatever that's called. Lumbar puncture, that's the one.
I don't think it's spinal juice.
Well, they take out the spinal juice, whatever that is in there. Anyway, so they've done that, and they're testing for meningitis, so they have to culture it. So it takes a few days for it to culture, but he's on antibiotics at the moment. And so she's got positive COVID, so she's in the hospital with him, and obviously nobody's allowed to go in. But today, I had to drop some stuff over because I had the hospital this morning. And I was allowed to go in and say hi and pass over the bag of bits. So I was masked up, gloved, and everything. And she said it was so great just to see my face, but my nose upwards because you couldn't see anything else wearing a mask. Nice. Our evening's been taken up talking to her. There's a few things. There's a TV show on that is amazing, and I would highly recommend it if you have not seen it already. And it's got somebody in it. What was it called? It's going to bug me now. It's about a Liverpudlian police officer.
Martin Freeman.
That's the one.
The Recruit.
Yes.
Is it The Recruit?
No, it's not The Recruit. It's not called Recruit.
I'll look it up. You keep talking about it. I'll look it up.
But oh my goodness, people! If you have watched the first episode.
The Responder,
that's the one. You got the R right. So yeah, All right. Down to a little bit. Anyway, give it a go. Get past episode 1. Because episode 1, you think this is a pile of pants. But episode 2 onwards, wow. He plays that part amazingly. He plays a guy who, from what we can gather, and from my wife's professional diagnosis, is suffering from PTSD. And he plays it amazingly. We got BAFTAs over here, isn't it? We got BAFTAs. He deserves a BAFTA for that performance.
Okay.
Of playing a guy with PTSD and the struggles of being in the police force and with his family, and he gets into the wrong crowd and, blah, 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 and it goes on. Watch it. Amazing. It's about 5 episodes off the top of my head. So, so watch that. That's what we've been watching in the house. What else have we been watching? I've got loads of things taped. I'm literally looking at my Sky box now via the iPad, and there are so many things on there. And I'm like, Sarah, we need to get watching these programs because there are so many. We've got things like Trigger Point.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
Amazing. We've got those recording. Screw, we've got those taping. We haven't watched any of those yet.
Loved that.
The Bay, we've got on tape. I say tape, show me age now. But things like, the new series of SEAL Team, if you're into that, Hawaii Five-0, NCIS New Orleans, those sort of programs are kind of up my street. We've also, what we realised the other, we've been watching Gogglebox.
Okay.
Just literally whilst we're having our tea or dinner, whichever you want to call it, and just sat, just so it's just something on that we're watching. And we haven't watched the final few episodes of Vigil. It's still on record. And it's like, we haven't watched them yet. And they were watching Vigil.
I don't think we ever finished that.
Oh, you need to. It got really good. But because we were recording it and watching it weekly, because we like to, sometimes like to wait to the very end of a series and then watch them. So we know we've got the next one.
I can't remember if we ever saw the last one.
Yeah, well, we haven't finished that yet. Other things. Vera, if anybody likes a good police drama, Vera's on there. Just finished. I think it was only 3 episodes that they did because they had to stop during lockdown and they've redone it. What I did realise the other day, Hellboy. I haven't watched Hellboy the movie.
Have you not?
No, the one from 2019.
Oh, I didn't hear good things about
that. Because it was on Channel 5 not too long ago, and we started watching it, and Sarah was like, "Are we going to go to bed now?" I said, "Yeah, I've seen Hellboy before. It's fine." I like the earlier ones, and then I was watching it, going, "I don't remember this bit.
It's a new one.
I don't remember that bit." Then I'm thinking, "What year was this?" I went to 2009. I thought, "I've not watched this." So again, that's on to be taped. I've taped it to watch it. Okay. If you could literally see my recordings on Sky. I mean, if I took 3 weeks off, I could catch up. There's that much on here at the moment. What about yourself? What have you been watching on the old box?
So we watched Screw, which was very good. Really enjoyed it. The Apprentice, obviously keeping up with that. Love The Apprentice. Death in Paradise on a Friday. Tonight.
Not into Death on Paradise anymore.
Are you not?
No, since they changed to the new guy.
Mate, this series has been brilliant. This is the first time in Death in Paradise they've had like a story running throughout. It's really good. It's
really weird though, because Death in Paradise, I've never seen so many. What's he, an inspector, isn't he? The guy, rank inspector. So many inspectors they go through on that one little island. I mean, if that was me, that's it. I'm done. This is where I'm working for the rest of my life. That island is gorgeous.
Yeah.
San Marie.
But you've also got to look at the side of never seen so many murders in one place either, except Midsummer.
There is that.
But no, you need to watch the new series. It's really good.
Okay, I'll give it a go and I'll let you know.
Good. Even Georgia sits down and watches it every Friday now.
Because who plays the guy now?
Ralph Little.
Yeah, because I quite like the guy before him.
Ardo O'Hanlon, not sure.
The one out of
Chris Marshall, My Family.
No.
Father Ted, Ardo
Yes. Him. I liked him playing it. I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
But I think it's the thing that gets me about the new guy. I think it's is it you got OCD or something? Can I ask?
So when was the last time you watched it?
Probably series 10.
Right, okay. So they've stopped doing all that. That was only part of it.
Oh, cool.
He now has that all under control. That was just his introduction story. Mate, you should have kept going.
Well, I've got them. They're still on here. We've series 10, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes.
So they still touch on it because you can't just pretend it's not there, but they don't focus on it. He's now got it under control, and he's used to being on the island now and stuff.
Oh, okay. So that's tonight. 9 p.m.
Because I didn't like that either. I didn't like that.
Okay, all right. I'm going to give it another go. I'll go back to the beginning again and have a look. What else?
What else are we watching? Not a lot, really.
Masked Singer?
So I've been keeping up with Who's Gone, but I haven't watched any of the full episodes bar like the first 3.
I've got episode 6 sat there waiting to be watched, which was last week's. Yeah, it's not gripped me this year.
Nah.
Just celebrities and masks.
Yeah, but there's probably more I've been watching. I just don't really know what. So there you go.
Nice.
So that conversation lasted longer than we thought it was going, didn't it?
Yeah. Any TV recommendations from anybody that's listening? Let us know. We like a good TV series and movie.
Yeah.
If you've got a movie that you is out there. What new movies are coming out at the moment? Got anything decent coming on? I didn't get to watch the Kingsman.
Well, my next comment was going to be for anyone interested. The Kingsman is coming on to Disney Plus on February 9th.
5 days to go, and I'll just watch it on there. Sorted. But yeah, Disney Plus.
I haven't been watching.
Have you seen that program? I mean, people are probably going to find this really boring. This episode, but really Disney Plus, the new Frozen, what everyone's jumping up.
Encanto.
Yeah, have you watched that yet?
Yeah.
It's kind of been the new Frozen. Everybody is raving about it. Everybody knows the words to the music. I've not got around to watching it yet. It
is good. That is one film we did watch actually last Friday or last Sunday. I can't remember, one of the days. But that is something we did watch. That is good.
And if you go on to actually Disney Plus, you can watch the previous 2 Kingsmen on there.
Yeah, and they've just been added this morning.
I've just seen what to watch tonight. The
second one's just been added this morning, and the first one was already on there, I think.
Oh, was it? There you go. You can watch those 2, and then next week again, Eternals. I've not got around to watching Eternals yet.
No, I haven't watched Eternals yet.
Jungle Cruise. I've not got around to watching that yet.
No.
Black Widow. I've just not got time at the moment.
No.
And I feel like I need to pause the world so I can
take some time
movies. Man, it's just bad. Like Boba Fett. I've only watched episode 1.
I haven't seen any because...
Absolutely.
I have seen it being slated online, though.
Oh, really?
Absolutely slated.
Oh. I'll let you know. I'll go do some catch up.
Lots of comments of people saying if you just wanted to remake The Mandalorian, just make series 3. So, yeah.
There's lots on. So if you've got anything you want to recommend to us, we'll put it on our list when we've got 5 minutes. We'll try and watch it.
We will.
But there's one film obviously watching by next week, and watch The Joker again, which will be quite good. I quite enjoyed that film.
That is a good film.
Get to watch it again. So what else are we going to talk about today to wrap up?
Well, we've probably nearly run out of time, haven't we, really?
Yeah. It's Children's Mental Health Awareness Week next week.
It is. And that is something we are going to touch on today. We're not going to go into it into too much detail because we will probably talk about it next week as well.
I think that will be our topic for next week. I think we'll do something around it.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is one thing we do want to touch on this week. Some of the conversations I have had, and Darren, I know you've had to deal with a lot this week as well, but some of the conversations I've had this week, especially with some of my young people, is regarding emotions, and it is regarding talking and conversations and communicating. And one of the big ones that has come up, And it's one of the big ones that I'm sure we've talked about on the podcast before, but it is a reminder that I want to put out there. The last 2 years have been hard for everyone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, whoever they are. So, mainly, shout out to the boys and men out there. You can show your emotions. That is the conversation I've had a lot with people this week, is that, we don't show our emotions. We're not allowed to talk about it. We're told to hide them in. No, let them out. If there's anything you want to chat about, contact myself, contact Darren, because it is better to get it out in the open than it is to let it all build up. Whatever age, whatever gender, it doesn't matter. Everyone is free to express how they're feeling.
Yeah, I mean, Teresa, in her wise wisdom, I mean, she hasn't got much wise wisdom. I know she listens to this and she knows I just wind her up all the time. But we did a session at church on a Sunday about anxiety and how it's normal to experience anxiety. But it's when anxiety becomes too much and it's overtaking your life, that's when it's a problem. But anxiety it's worrying, but it just is notched up another level. But during that session, she came with a really good saying. I don't know if she heard it or made it up. If she's made it up, then, it is a God-inspired word. There we go.
Then she's got more wisdom than you give her credit for.
Yes. So apologies.
If she hasn't made it up, then she can read.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Now you're insulting her as well. But she said, if it's in here, and was pointing to her heart, make sure it comes out here, which is your mouth, before it affects here, which is your brain.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? That's a really good piece of advice, Teresa.
Yeah.
And it's something that stuck in my head from that talk that happened. And that's what we need to. I mean, no matter what gender you are, and I know we're still living in a day where, men are not supposed to show their feelings. That's kind of the manly way to be manly men, but we need to express our feelings. Otherwise, it just mucks up your head.
Yeah.
And that's, if you watch that responder, that's exactly what he's going through. He could not get his feelings out for some of the things that he's seen. Yeah. And it took a time when somebody tried to commit suicide off a bridge or something, then that's what affected him. And the person didn't even die who got hurt. He just broke his legs in the program.
Spoilers.
But that's not the main part of the story. Otherwise I wouldn't have said it. But it's true that if you don't let it out, it's going to start affecting you. So whether you want to speak to a professional like a counsellor, or speak to a friend, or speak to your youth worker like us,
speak to a non-professional like us,
just literally, it's just speaking about it can make the biggest difference.
Hugely.
Because it gets it out. And then, me and Anthony, we are not professionals in the sense of counselling for mental health, but we have got experience of things, so we can listen to what's going on. And at the moment, I'm doing a pastoral care module within the uni work. And within that is talking about who we are as people, as like youth workers. Are we rescuers or are we coaches? And it's all to do with some drama triangle, it's called. And I found that I'm a rescuer and I need to stop being a rescuer and be more of a coach and to be with somebody and, not run in and try and save the day. Because if you are wanting a little bit of help and you just speak about it, just speaking about it is going to help, because together we can try and come up with a solution of how you can move forward from that. Yeah. And it's okay to talk. They did a massive thing a few years ago, which kind of vanished. And it was the big campaign of Being Your Mate's Corner for men's mental health. Where that's gone, I don't know. It's kind of disappeared. But it still needs to be there. We still need to get it out that men need to talk. And if you want to talk to other men, don't contact me or Anthony, because we're not men.
But we know men.
Yeah, we know how to act like men. But yeah, that's a joke there. But it is to talk about it, and we can help you the best we can. And it's okay to cry. I cry. I get out there. Do you cry, Anthony?
All the time.
Big baby.
all the time. To the point we watched. For anyone that has watched it, I'm not going to promote it too much because the age that this podcast is based to technically isn't for the age. But Afterlife on Netflix with Ricky Gervais, amazing series, very well written. But one of the comments that came out of it was series 3, you either cry or you don't. And George and I were chatting and when watching it, and I didn't cry at it, but she was saying that if one of us was going to get emotional at the series, it's going to be me and not her.
There you go.
So that shows you how,
and it's okay to show those feelings, but we will talk about it more next week, I think.
We will. And sorry, if you have got anything you want us to actually touch on next week regarding children's mental health, adults' mental health, whatever it might be in regards to things like that, please do email us within this week, because we will do our best to include them within the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. And if you've got questions about how to cope with different feelings and stuff, if you do email them in or message us, then what I can do is I can pass those messages to Sarah and get her advice of what to do. Unfortunately, she can't join us on a Friday because she's working. And if you haven't listened to her
Sarah
podcast, head back for the Mel and Not Sue, I think we called it.
Correct. Well remembered.
Listen to that podcast. But at the time, Sarah was doing her training, but now she's a fully qualified counsellor, gaining a first in her BA, and she is a college counsellor within the local college here in Bridgewater. She works for a charity, and she's also currently an associate lecturer teaching counselling as well now. So apparently she knows what she's doing. I mean, it makes sense.
And over this next week, if you'd like us to plug your business as well, send us an email.
And also, she is starting up her own business. So if you need some mental health advice, I think we literally sat around the kitchen table just the other day going, what about pricing? How much how much is it going to charge? Because the summer house base has been fitted. The summer house will be installed shortly. Electrics are in the pipeline, as it were. So, so she'll be able to counsel. But if you know Sarah, she can't counsel you. If you don't know her, then she can counsel you. It's part of the rule.
So if you're listening to this podcast, it's probably very likely she can't counsel you because she probably knows you.
Yeah. But if you're my lot and you want to speak to Sarah, speak to her and she can actually pass you on to somebody who can actually help, whether that's through the charity she works for in Charlie's memory or through a colleague that she has. But I think we'll cover more of that next week. And Anthony will get a list of places that can help out his end, and I will do the same for this end. And then what we'll do is we'll add those links into the description next week. But if you need them before then, obviously get in touch and we can pass them on.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. So this now gives me 2 hours and 9 minutes to edit this and get it to you. Yeah. As always, we are live. Not live, but it goes
nearly.
live.
Well, we may as well be next week.
Should we do a live one next week?
No.
Okay. Anyway, we're here every Friday, 2 p.m. You can find our podcasts on all the major platforms. You head over to our website, www.catalystyouth.org.uk, where you can find everything from blogs to camp info to previous camps and the whole shebang. It's all on there, everything that you need to know, including links to our churches. As always, it's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from him. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.